Alrighty, so today I'm gonna be making a table out of metal and more metal and replace this wonky table here and this one that I use here. I will only need to cut this one piece to get started. Then it's gonna be a matter of making it, welding it. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to cut this metal in half with my saw. And I will blow a breaker. Continue with cutting the metal. Seems like this might help me out. Left surface area so I don't blow the breaker this time. Get it lined up with the last line, you dumbass. Yeah, that's much better. Here we go. And we go again. This is working fantastically. And once again. At least we're almost through it. And there goes the fire alarm. Okay. Put that in my pocket for now. Luckily, that's the only piece of metal I have to cut. Let's make sure they're both the same size. Yes, pretty close. Okay, so, anyways, I don't know what I'm doing here. We're gonna start putting this all together. My plan is to make another table that will be 6 feet long and 40 inches deep, just about 40 inches. This will be the frame. And then these will be the legs. So the goal is to weld up a rectangle. Yes, the goal is to weld these together, much like I did with my dining table. Make a rectangle. I have another one for support in the middle, should it need it. I think it may, because this is a little bit wobbly after 6 feet long. So I might actually have to weld this up, then take another piece of this scrap over here and run it down the center. And we're gonna get started. Clean up the sides of the metal and make sure everything is the same length. Just to make sure everything is nice and clean. So I'll try to take off some of this edge here. Now, just to make sure these are exactly the same length, I got the other end squared up. And I see where I need to take that down to. Pull out the welder. Start on a corner. I'm going to try to clamp it so I have the gap to fill on the outside. I think that'll give me more surface area to fill with the weld. See, I've got them kind of laid out side by side. I'm going to tack the top and do the bottom one. Let's start with that. You kidding me? Damn breaker keeps shutting off. Got my welding sticks up in there. Looks pretty good. Well, it looks like shit, but it looks like it'll work. Same thing on this side now. It's gonna be a pretty nice sized table. Gonna put this side up. Okay, now I tack this side. This one actually works out pretty good right here, so put 4 legs on this thing. But I want to drill them out and be able to remove them. I want this to sort of be able to break down, and that's pretty much all I know. So I guess the next step would be to mark out some holes in the legs here and start drilling them out, and then I'll set them against the edges. I'm not going to talk about it, I'm just going to do it. Okay, so I cut this piece to be 40.5 inches so I can use this as a support in the center here. I've marked it 36 inches there, 36 inches here. It's actually pretty square. Great. Definitely less wobble. Now I just gotta get some holes ready to go and use the new drill press. What I'm gonna do now, measure out where I'm gonna put the holes for the hardware. I'm going down 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going up from the bottom of 3/4 of an inch, so bottom of 3 inches that is. So if I count to 3, got 3/4 of an inch here, and if I come down to 6, maybe 3/4 of an inch up. Alright, so we're going to get this started now. Just got this set up on the edge of my table with a piece of wood to drill into. And we're going to do these holes, and hopefully it works out easier than when I did it by hand last time. That's all the holes. That's the mess I make. And I got all the holes nice and drilled and pretty square, so next up is to transfer these holes onto the corners of this, and I think I may just drill those by hand because I'll clamp these in place, use these for the guide, and go right into that. Alright, and now just to give myself an idea of what's going on, I'm going to clamp the legs on the corners. Yep, it's definitely not light. It's looking pretty good. Except for my clamp over here. So that's why I do this. So I can get these all squared up, straightened out. Okay, so now 12, 13, 14 left. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, time to go to the Home Depot and get some wood, because I'm going to wait to do the rest of these holes till I get back. Alright, so I've got some hardware, and I'm going to start putting it in so I can get this clamp situation going away here. And I did definitely go a little bit longer than I needed, so I'm gonna end up having to cut these bolts down so I can put them all in. Get my cutoff wheel. Alright, so here's the deal. This one's gonna hit the other one, so I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna do this one too, might as well while I'm at it. Alright, back to the drilling, because that's ever so much fun. Last 4 holes. New battery in the DeWalt. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, here we go, the last hole. Thank God. Now, just gotta cut these off. So, the bench is done. Now I just gotta cut some pieces to hold this underneath in place. This tabletop is gonna sit on, and this piece here is gonna sit on the inside so it doesn't wiggle around. You're gonna have all of these mounted underneath, and it's gonna sit against the edge of this to hold everything in place. First thing I'm gonna do is just pre-drill some holes in these so it doesn't split. Alright, now I just gotta center up the table on top of the metal. Like that, I use my fingers. So now we've got this piece that holds this whole thing together under here so it won't slide back and forth all the way over there. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, it's glued and screwed. Let's give you a little walk around. Sturdy little table. Now I just gotta sand it down. Alright, now I'm gonna just put some sealant on the top. Alright. Looks pretty good. It's almost a shame to use it as a workbench. Okay, so today I am going to be getting rid of this thing right here, this monstrosity of a table. It has absolutely no stability. Thing wobbles and shakes. It's not really good. And then you've got this beast. It's going over there. It's quite a bit larger. Definitely a lot more solid. And it's going to serve me better. Most of this is going to end up on here. So I'm going to put the drill press on there. Probably the grinder and the lathe. So I'm going to try to start situating that now. And you guys are along for the ride of the reorganization. Here we go. So this is where we landed. It's got the bandsaw with some light that will be directional up there so I can actually see what I'm doing. Air compressor, drill press, grinder, lathe. My sanding and buffing equipment is in there. I've got a bunch of clamps in here and my wrenches, and then we move over to the organized tools now for a change. Storage under the bench for the sandblast cabinet, welder, metal saw, anvil, forging tools, miscellaneous tools and items over here, nail guns, clamps, polyurethane, wire, forging tools, everything I need. I've also got 2 fluorescent lights in here now and another one over here, which is nice because I haven't had fluorescent light in the center of the garage before. So now I think the next thing is going to be to make a big workbench for this area here in the center of the garage that can be rolled around and wheeled around. But anyway, yeah, so that was the workbench build, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've got a router coming in. I'm going to route over the edge just to cut the sharp edge there, which I sanded, but I like to round it over so it doesn't catch anything. And I'm pretty excited. Can't wait to get some work done now. Thanks for watching.